live from New York, it's Josh Peck. Woo!
I came to you.
You did. Thank God, honestly. Like, the bills on these airlines are racking up.
Yeah, it's insane.
Recording from New York, downtown, really downtown. I don't really know where we are,
I
but
feel like you don't come this downtown.
no, never. Never in my life.
You don't go this south.
No, I don't go the south. No, I like to stay between 34th and 72nd, east side of Manhattan. Feel very comfortable there.
Yeah, Midtown, baby.
And anytime I come down here, it's late at night. I plugged it into an Uber. And, you don't really know where you are anyways, right?
What is downtown service for you? Good food? Is it nightlife?
Nightlife.
Yeah, New York nightlife.
It's the time where you want to lose yourself.
Mm.
You come down here, you just take a couple of shots,
Yes.
drink a couple of spritzes, enjoy your life. Maybe experiment with, no, we don't do that.
Harder substances.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
Maybe Delta 8. Hey, let's take a poll because I've heard some mixed things about this Delta 8, but overall, I've heard some good things. And I'm not going to lie, we've got a couple sponsors interested, but I don't know if it's responsible for us to take them.
Delta 8.
Delta
That's the weed company.
Yes.
Weed. Delta 8 sounds far harder than weed.
It does, right?
Right? Yeah, I thought you were talking about like one of those new
My
pink
new
pills.
antidepressant. Sorry.
Oh, or that.
Wait, new what pills?
I don't know. I feel like every couple of years there's a new pink pill that people talk about. Like a couple of years ago, something called Tesla. Did you hear about this?
No.
Some kind of like Molly, ecstasy, crazy pink. People go nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know my story of me doing MDMA?
No.
I had never done it before, and as we all know, I've had my moments, dabbling in the harder substances. And I just remember that I'd had this thing someone gave me. It was called a blue Lamborghini. Wow. It was a little blue pill with a Lambo on it.
Lambo on the pill?
Yeah, it actually had a Mini Cooper, which I thought was odd. No. And I had this thing, and it was just, you know what, Ben? It was burning a hole in my pocket.
Mm.
And I figured if the, dirtbag chemist who made this had put an expiration date on it, it probably was coming up.
Mm.
It needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you think of MDMA, what do you think of? Doing it alone, right?
Oh my God.
So
Where?
in my apartment in
Oh
North Hollywood.
my God.
And I popped that baby and I waited for it to wash over me. And after an hour, I wasn't sure whether it was working or not. And so I said, I should probably go to a gentleman's club. So there I am, 20 years old at the Deja Vu on Coldwater and Sherman Way in North Hollywood. And I must have been putting out such an energy of like sad young man. Because everyone from Bubbles to Cinnamon was like, baby, are you okay? And I was like, I don't know, Mom. I mean, Bubbles. Like, I don't know. And I just sat there. I didn't do anything. I just sat there and like wondered what was happening in my life.
Oh my God. That's the best story I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You doing MDMA alone.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would have a full-blown panic attack.
Yeah, you think?
That's what happens when I do drugs like that and I'm not in the perfect zone. I think that's why I never had a real problem with them, because they scare me way too much. I never had sure, occasionally you'd have the best night of your life,
Yes.
but most of the time I would just have a crippling anxiety attack and wish it was all over.
What is the perfect zone for you to perhaps dabble?
I have not done anything like that in at least a decade.
Mm.
But the first time I ever did it, I went to the University of Albany. My friend Victor was going to school there. And Chucky, a DJ, was playing. And he invited me. It's this all white t-shirt rave, not race. All
White people party.
All
really great.
All white rave.
And upstate New York, I'm not surprised. It's like a different country up there.
And he's like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, sure. It's great DJ, having a great time. Gets to around midnight. Somebody comes up to us. They're like, you want some Molly? You'll have a great time. Everything will be so much more fun. I'm like, you know what? Sure, 18 years old. Why not? Let's try it. How much time is left in this concert? Yeah. It's like 3 hours. You got plenty of time. I'm like, okay, great. Took a little Molly, Concert ended 10 minutes later.
Yikes.
Literally 10 minutes later.
You don't wanna be on Molly dealing with parking.
No, we're leaving. We're walking in this herd. All of a sudden it kicks in. And I'm like, I just need to dance.
Yes.
So I'm just like dancing and dancing and dancing. And then ended up, I guess, falling asleep at like 5 in the morning. But that was my first time. So any time that I've enjoyed that, it was in just loud, amazing music, tons of people, great vibes.
Yes.
That's the way that alone in an apartment, I actually think like, I don't know what would happen to me. The anxiety would just cripple me.
You know, there's a saying in the recovery racket of like, my worst day sober is still better than my best day high.
Mm.
I disagree.
I was thinking that sounds like a load of fooey.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I certainly had some good times. Now, it was quickly, they say it would like, it's fun and then fun with problems and then just problems. And that was certainly the case for me. Like within a couple months, it was just problems.
Mhm.
But those first couple times where I was like, I'm the most charming man in the world.
Mm.
Like it gave me this rocket fuel, but that's the danger, right? Because I confused it. I didn't think I talk about this in my book. I didn't think that I was high. I thought I was like finally living
Mm.
because I was unencumbered by,
Mm.
insecurity and self-doubt.
I understand.
Interesting,
I
right?
understand. It is. It is.
Getting personal.
Well, I'm happy that you're sober.
I'm sober. I'm here with my friend who's got a alcohol empire.
Yep. And we can coexist
Yes, we
in
can.
this world of both sobriety and the opposite of sobriety.
What's going on with Spritz Society? I want to hear the comings and goings. I feel like you're taking on every state in our wonderful union. Are we in Alaska yet? The
We're
people
not.
want to know.
We're not. We're not. Alaska, I'm sorry. I just don't think you'll ever get it.
No,
don't think-
stop it. Why
It's
not?
so far.
It's too far.
It's so far.
What's that shipping like? Because it comes
Far,
back.
far.
You can't fly in the
far.
Spritz.
No, by the way, you could it go on a boat? I guess it could go on a boat, right?
Really?
Yeah. You could
Like
fly it. Of course you could fly it, but
You wanna-
it's all expensive. The easiest way to do it is by truck. How long would it take to drive to Alaska? Can you even drive?
I don't even know. You get past Toronto and it's just Yukon.
Yeah. I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
nuts.
It's nuts. It's nuts. We're opening Tennessee,
Great.
the great city of Nashville. I'm really excited. Have you spent any time in Nashville?
I have.
Okay, Nashville, honky tonkin', so fun, so fun.
Yes.
I mean, I have to I was gonna do it the next.
I can't believe
We're
this.
talking about Nashville, so.
Oh my God.
Hello. No, I'm going switch it back.
Indiana
Switch it back.
Jones is here.
Yeah, that was my attempt at buying a Nashville hat, but I just look like Carmen Sandiego.
Full disclosure, Ben, when he got here, I was in a bit of traffic, so he sent me a video of the set and how gorgeous it is here.
Gorgeous.
And I see that hat on the table, and I said, "Oh, our engineer must be a hipster."
Nope.
I was like, "There's no way that
Nope.
that is."
That's my hat.
Wow.
That's my hat.
You know, I own one of those too, and I can't pull it off.
No, of course not.
No one can.
No, you maybe could. I think you could.
I don't know.
I certainly cannot.
I
certainly cannot.
You do that. You wear a chain with your wallet. You wear, an aggressive vest. You're making a statement.
That's a version of that outfit for sure. I know the
Yes.
exact person that you're talking about. They're probably a bartender.
Yes.
That's probably a
An
bartender.
overly manicured beard.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yeah, sleeve of tattoos.
I don't like it.
Moved from Brooklyn to Nashville
Yes.
or Austin.
Austin's great.
So is Nashville. I'm just saying it's flooded with the Brooklyn people with this hat, with the chain, with the wallet, with the sleeve.
But as we know, we ruin everything.
We ruin everything.
And so we can, right now I'm shooting a movie in beautiful, gorgeous Asheville, North Carolina.
Beautiful.
But more specifically in Hendersonville, North Carolina,
Mm.
which is like kind of what Asheville was before people like us discovered it.
Mhm.
Now Asheville's dope, but already you can feel like there's just like one too many coffee shops and a couple too many cool people. And I feel like that's like Nashville and Austin tenfold.
As Americans, we do not give enough credit to the Southeast. The Southeast is fantastic.
Really is.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia,
Yes.
Alabama. What are we doing in New York? What are we doing in LA?
Well,
Shut up. This studio is so much better.
This studio is markedly better. The Dear Media studio in Los Angeles, I'm talking to you, Dear Media, hurts my feelings. I look at those videos and I literally think about the plastic surgery that needs to happen. It's not good lighting. It's not good for The only one who looked good there was Hillary Duff because she can't look bad.
Well, we'll probably need to cut that out, but
No, we're leaving it in.
Needless
This is
to
my
say,
protest.
this is a gorgeous studio in New York.
It is fabulous.
I got to wake up in my own bed and come here.
Is that unreal?
The weather here is absolute trash. It's
Yes.
middle of May. Warm up. Why is it
know.
so cold? And I speak to my mom all the time, but the last couple of days I've been calling her. I'm like, Mom, I have a headache. She's like, Ben, I think we've spoken about this. The barometric pressure. There's no sun. You're going to get a migraine. And she's right.
Wow.
No
This
sun.
woman.
I need sun.
Yes.
I need sun.
This
I
is a
need the
bad
vitamin
place
D.
for it.
But not like the vitamin D that you eat. I need the vitamin D from the sun.
You're getting it for 3 months, Poppy. Let's be honest.
I need it.
It's going to come mid-June, and it's going to leave mid-September.
It's terrible.
You
So,
have to go into hibernation.
so we should move. We're not moving to Florida.
Where are we going?
If you like North Carolina, I'd think about North Carolina.
Me too.
Right?
I love it.
Okay, so let's think about North Carolina. I got to go first before I sign up.
Never been?
No.
So here was the thing that I noticed, and this might lead me to my what are you nuts moment, which is I'm going around there. It's gorgeous. Rainforest vibe.
Mm.
It's beautiful. The Southern charm. People are so lovely. It's kind of a calmer way of life. And all those things were true. And then I was eating at this German restaurant. 'Cause I love German food.
Oh.
Be honest, being a Jew in there, I thought I was going to get ambushed. I was like, every time I had a bite of my schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel?
Yes. so
Wiener
good.
Schnitzel with a side of the chambers.
Oh my God. So true. And I'm sitting there and I'm enjoying my dinner for one. And the waitress comes over and goes, "Where are you from, baby? Like, you're not from around here." And I was like, "Oh, yes, I'm from Los Angeles.
Mm.
And my last name is Peck. It definitely didn't used to be Peckerman."
Mm.
And this older couple is sitting near me, and I see the husband turn to his wife and go, "Los Angeles." And I go, "Really, sir? Really?" So there's both sides represented. But overall, I'm very impressed with North Carolina.
Wow. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hornets.
Yeah. Is it still the Hornets?
Charlotte Hornets.
Right, because they moved.
Yes.
Yes.
Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets.
Trying to think what else is there.
Panthers.
Panthers. Wow, tons
Yeah.
of pro teams.
They had no baseball team.
Oh, I don't think so. University of North Carolina.
Great. Chapel Hill.
Great.
Duke.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Whoa, what a sports town.
The Durham Rice Diet Center, where my mom went when I was 2 years old, and we wonder why I have food issues.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a rice diet where they would just give you a bowl of rice. I'm like, "Mom, you paid for this?"
That was the diet?
It was.
I like this. Fad diets.
Yes.
Let's talk about fad diets.
Great.
Start with the rice diet. Was your mom on that or were you on that?
I was too.
So you can't ever start dieting too young.
You heard it here first. No, my mom, she was on this rice diet thing where it's like medically sort of overseen. And I think you eat a bowl of rice a day.
I love it because my parents have been on so many crash fad diets. The diets from like the 90s are hysterical.
Yes.
They're hysterical. But continue with the rice diet.
Yeah, well, there was a rice diet. My mom's been on all of them. She's been on, shout out Barb. She was on a medically supervised UCLA milkshake diet, which was basically just protein powder and water.
Yes.
And I love my mom is like the greatest. And I think that food for both of us has been sort of like a very terroristic part of our lives. And I remember once she was seeing this nutritionist and she actually lost weight doing it, but I could just see how obsessed she became with the food plan and sort of the rituals of it. So her big thing was like, "I can have a bagel now. I just scope it out." I was like, "Great." She was like, "I can go to New Jersey Mike's. I just scope it out."
So good, Jersey Mike's.
I prefer to call it its proper name,
New Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
A sub above.
Up above. So that was her thing, and then she would eat, like, these sugar-free peppermint patties,
Mm.
and then she lost too much weight, and she got lightheaded one day and said, "I can't do this anymore." Oh, shout out, Barb. What about you? What bad
Uh,
diets did your parents do?
there was a powder. I'm trying to remember the name.
Yeah.
It was Oxy something, not Contin, but it, but it
I'm out.
but it was something powdered, like those smoothies that they did. I think my dad lost 100 pounds.
Oh, so he had a good amount to lose.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Got it. So
Yeah,
he's a heavier
gorgeous.
guy?
He's a gorgeous man.
Bruce,
Gorgeous,
shout out
gorgeous.
Bruce.
He's now down probably about 40, but yeah, he's been big.
That's
He's been
interesting.
smaller. He's been big.
He's Bruce Soffer.
Yes,
So he had to deal with the initials BS.
yes,
And yet still he named you Ben.
he did.
What's that about?
My mom's father, may he rest in peace, was named Ben.
Baruch Hashem.
Named me Ben. That said, BS was tough. Honestly, it's funny. The kids used to call me Ben Soccer. That hurt me far more. I'm not sure why that bothered me.
That
They did,
sucks.
"Oh, Ben Soccer." I'm like, what if I was Pele? I think the problem was I wasn't.
I would have been like, Avi, Moish, you
Yeah.
got anything better in the chamber?
No.
than
This was
soccer.
this was pre-Jews.
Pre-Jews.
Yeah. No, the Jews never called me Ben Soccer. This was when I went to public school. I don't know if we spoke about this. Public school, K through 4.
I love it.
Nice, right?
You've blocked it out.
No, I remember it well. Ben Soccer. They were
Soccer.
terribly mean to me.
PS something?
Yeah, 6.
PS6.
Great school.
PS40 guy.
Grade 6. You were?
Yeah.
Wow. The public school system of New York.
Yeah, I just love that. Like, that's the best we could come up with.
Totally.
Calling it public school 40.
Totally.
Weird, right?
So lame. So lame. But yeah, so the powder diet, Atkins was a big one in my house, which then turned into keto. They're the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Just one was a doctor and one is a community
right.
like myself.
A
Keto
lifestyle.
season. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
But you're right, because Dr. Atkins, who sort of created the idea of like low to no carbs, get yourself into ketosis, like his books talked about it. You'd get the strips, you'd pee on the strips, and they vilified this poor man. And they were like, this is insane. Meanwhile,
It's absolutely the best diet if you live in America. I've come to realize this. I don't know if you've seen these videos. People claim gluten intolerance left and right
yes.
in the United States.
Yes.
And what they don't realize, what I've found, is that at least 50% of those people do not take my statistics. I completely made that up. But a lot of people
Yes.
are allergic to the pesticides in our flour, not the gluten itself. So when they go overseas, maybe they go to Italy, where the laws on what you put in your flour, the preservatives, I said pesticides, preservatives,
Yes.
pesticides in flour would be, I guess you could also have it, but preservatives.
It's everywhere.
It's the same thing. They don't allow the same level of preservatives in their flour, and people are able to digest it better.
Preach on it,
So
babe.
in this country, we cannot eat the same things because of what they put in it.
So true.
So Atkins, you just eat the leg of a cow. Eat the leg of a cow. No problem. You're full. It's great. You feel great. Like you, we should all start our day black coffee till what? 2 p.m.? Is that what you do?
I go,
Or, oh, you reverse. I forgot.
yeah.
You eat in the morning, but then you stop eating at 2.
Yeah, I'm done eating around 3 o'clock
I
on a
can't-
good day.
I can't believe it.
Oh my God, the freedom, babe, the freedom.
No, it's amazing.
Listen,
I do the reverse though. I don't eat. I don't eat until about 1 o'clock every day.
I get in bed around 11. I feel like I've been on the front lines.
Yeah.
I think that I have just been through like a siege, and I need to just get my rest. That nice empty belly, no night terrors, except induced by my antidepressants, which you can't avoid those.
You can't avoid it.
It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. But I love it. And then I wake up and I go, it's time to reward myself with a half grape nuts, half honey nut Cheerios, maybe a milk alternative. I don't know. I'm nuts. You know what I've been doing lately is using a nice like protein shake, like a prepackaged protein milk type thing with the, the monk fruit sweetener, a little stevia in there.
Like a pure protein.
Exactly right. Like that's why
Delicious.
we're co-hosts.
Delicious. Wait, you put that in your cereal?
Yeah, babe.
Whoa.
Yeah. Nuts.
Whoa.
It let me tell you, you want to level up your cereal. Clip this. You want to level up your cereal. Put a little nice, I'm not talking about a real protein shake with chunks and shit. I'm talking about protein milk in your normal, like old person cereal.
Whoa.
You might as well be having Lucky Charms.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's crazy.
The macros are
Wow.
through the roof.
Wow. I did used to love putting that pure protein in my coffee instead of milk. Nice
I like
idea,
that.
right?
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah, nice idea. But it's funny that you stop eating at 3. When I don't eat until 1, I find that my brain thinks far faster.
It's better.
Right? It's better.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better. But you need it for the lifestyle. Eat with the kids. Don't let the kids think that you're anorexic. You have a show to put on.
Yes, definitely. It's true. Yes. And I like to eat with them and they like to eat with me. My son's constantly like, Dad, try this. I'm like, you're a bit of a pusher, huh?
Yeah.
Right? I'm trying to enter my fasting state.
Well,
tell me.
I was going to say, speaking of ketosis, eating a cow leg, I have my what do you nuts.
Please.
I have my what do you nuts. So I went to great steakhouse. I'll say it by name, Hawthorne's. Thought it was delicious. I think it was on somewhere in the 30s. It's a newer steakhouse, maybe 26th Park and Madison. I'm getting that wrong. Somewhere in that area, though. And waitress comes over to us and she says, boys, do we have a treat for you? We have one 42-ounce porterhouse still available. Would you like me to put it aside? Now, the first thing is, am I going to break my kashrut or am I going to not break my kashrut? I decided it was worth it. 42-ounce porterhouse, breaking it. Hashem, I'm so sorry.
Kosher or not kosher? Where does he go?
I went not kosher. 42, and this is what I get. 42-ounce porterhouse, put it aside. Comes, brings it to the table. I will say it was 50% bone.
Crazy.
What are you, nuts?
Right.
The fact that they weigh the porterhouse with the bone and you have no understanding of how much that bone weighs before you put in that order
Yes.
is criminal. And they're doing it all across America. Oh, here, take this 34-ounce porterhouse. What if it's 24 ounces of bone? Then
Right.
you're paying per ounce of meat? What are you, nuts?
It's a
What are
great
you, nuts?
point.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can't just order the filet because if you order a 10-ounce filet, it's been sitting off the bone and it lost all its juice.
I'm not a fan of these tomahawk, big bone steaks. You can't cook it right, ever. When it's that thick, you're not getting the proper cook on it. It's just a flex.
It's just a flex. It's just a flex.
Like the Salt Bay restaurant. You're just going there for a flex.
Have you been?
I have not, and
I have.
I don't think they're doing well.
Don't go.
Oh, I won't.
Don't go.
I have to pay for college.
No. Don't go.
I'm not going to spend $800 on a steak.
I went with my dear friend Pete Alonso of the Mets, my brother-in-law.
Wow.
And we went in Miami after a Marlins-Mets game. Holy shit.
Insane.
The most expensive restaurant I've ever been to in my life. The steaks are literally $600.
That's insane.
And they taste like nothing special.
That doesn't sit well with me.
And they tell you that they fly in the baklava from Turkey every 24 hours. Lies.
There's no way. There's not even a 24-hour
Every 24 hours you're flying in baklava
Stop
that was made that morning. You're lying. I want an audit of the Turkish Customs Board to see the baklava going to all of them. All Nasserets.
I've never seen you this passionate.
I mean,
I am so turned on right now. Dude, I get my baklava from a Lebanese restaurant in North Hollywood, made in North Hollywood. It's awesome.
yeah, that makes sense.
Come on.
That makes sense.
This does not need to be shipped in.
Make it at the source.
It's so easy.
So easy.
Yeah, I'm not. It's funny. And the one thing that I love about Salt Bay is that he's a squeak. He's a little man,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think like when you see him at the restaurant, you're like, wow, where am I? Are we shooting an episode of like Little People, Big World? No, it's just Salt Bay. And he's just a small guy. It's really cute. And I was thinking about height the other day because these are the things I think about. parents always talk about their kids when they like get to an age, usually like when they're just about done growing, late teens, early 20s, and they go, Jimmy, 6'3", sophomore at Vassar,
Mm,
whatever,
mm,
you know, Donnie, 6'1", freshman at SUNY Oneonta or
mm,
whatever it is,
mm,
right?
mm.
You know, we don't honor our short kings. No one ever goes,
No.
Ricky, 5'5", accounting major. Like, shout out your short king kids too,
For
right?
sure. They're good people.
Diane, 4'11", you know, I don't know. She's an esthetician. Like, we need to like mention that, right?
We have first of all, I love the schools you mentioned. Vassar and SUNY Oneonta.
Been there, Stonianta, bro, for sure.
We have a dear family friend that is coming with us this weekend to Nashville to the Taylor Swift concert. Her name is Dana, and she is probably 4'9".
Interesting.
And
Great.
she is the best.
Yeah, I bet. You
Yeah.
gotta be at that height.
It's just so fun.
Can't be the worst.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can't be the worst.
No,
You can't
no.
be the worst. Short people, fantastic.
Best.
When they're fantastic.
Yes.
When they get that Napoleonic complex.
Who was that bagel boss? Remember him?
No.
Remember the guy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he was a short king
Yes.
and he got dealt with.
Isn't it crazy that Napoleon is so famous
Yeah.
that today we assign a complex to short people named after Napoleon?
Totally.
And people are out here probably saying Napoleonic complex, and they don't even know it's after Napoleon. They just use it, you know?
Don't you think it's insane? I love when people talk about legacy like they matter. Like they're gonna be remembered.
Mhm.
Like, even, and strike me down. There's no bigger fan of The Rock than you and me.
He might be the only one.
I don't think he's gonna be, like, I honestly think if you're not, like, who do we know from the 1800s other than politicians, Napoleon, and Mozart, and I mean, that was the 1700s, but like,
So
you
this
don't
is-
remember these
so-
people.
So this is interesting. Do you not remember these people, though, because we didn't have social media and less people knew of those people?
I just think with every new generation, things become less dope. And unless you're innovating,
sure.
Elon Musk will be remembered, right? Like,
I hope.
there's a handful of people per century.
Yeah.
And I think it's tough to make the cut.
I do think The Rock at some point will run for president and win,
That would be interesting.
and I think he'll be remembered. That said, no shade, Kevin Hart. I'm sorry.
No. And big ups to Kevin Hart. All the
Unbelievable.
respect.
All the respect. To be remembered on a century level,
Yes.
you're so right. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Unless you're being written into the books. That's what it definitely is.
You're President Obama, you're remembered.
You're remembered.
For sure.
100%.
You're Galileo.
Yeah.
But like, if you didn't figure out gravity, if you're just like, the lead on a HBO Max show, it might not happen for you.
You won't be remembered.
If
we
you're
remember none of Shakespeare's actors, do we? We just remember Shakespeare. So maybe we'll remember an Andrew Lloyd Webber. Maybe not.
well, maybe Sondheim, maybe Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't know. I just don't know.
I just watched all the Curb episodes in season 9 on a Delta flight where he's putting together Fatwa the musical with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Right.
Gold.
The thing about Lin-Manuel, who's an unabashed genius, and the work he's done is beyond like crazy GOAT level. But there's just something about his cadence that reminds me of every musical theater nerd I've ever grown up with, where I cannot listen to his voice.
Yeah.
Like when he's interviewed, he'll just be like, well, I thought about that. And I'll just be like, I can't, babe. I can't with you. Like, I'll see you at dance rehearsal.
Were you ever in any productions, like, I was going to say Broadway, but even just like theater productions?
I was in performance for 16 weeks, dinner theater in Boca Raton, Florida.
Wow.
The Music Man.
Wow.
I had one line.
Wow.
I was 8 years old.
Wow.
And the clientele tended to be on the older side. So they would usually fall asleep around intermission, and we'd have to wake them up
Mm.
with the second act.
Mhm.
And I had to carry a big sort of tuba in it because it's about a traveling band. And so, I would make sure that Morty got a nice blast, I mean, I'm,
Image in my head. You big tuba Morty. Morty shits his pants.
totally. I'm acting over here, Mort. Wake up.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Let's see how much time we have. Oh, we have time. What any thoughts on the Met Gala?
No, because you declined it. And
By
the
the way-
fact that you declined it, I'll never get over.
Benjamin,
Just go. It's the ultimate. We went to, I think we spoke about this. We went to renovations to network, but you didn't go to the Met Gala.
I won't hear you talk crap about renovations.
No, it was a fantastic show. Shout out Disney Plus. You turned down the Met Gala, but went for networking purposes to renovations.
You were in town. I've never felt better about not going to the Met Gala, especially watching this wild ass affair.
But you literally could have shown up just like with, I don't know, only wearing a jock strap, bedazzled, you know?
I'm
happy you didn't go.
But
I don't want to see that.
was there any part of you like I don't look at the Met Gala and go, other than the pomp and circumstance or like the elite status, like, wow, just the invite alone means you've like somehow joined the cool club. No, me watching Jared Leto in that gigantic cat suit, I'm like,
They ruined it. The Met Gala has been ruined. Absolutely.
it's done.
Yes, it's done. It
Okay.
used to be, unless they institute a legitimate dress code, like it's cool when you show up and everybody looks like James Bond.
Mhm.
And sure, maybe add a little flair. Maybe your tie is made of just diamonds. And then you
Right.
can tell people that you're wearing literally a $10 million tie,
Yes.
right? Something, but sticking within the black tie theme. This whole, like, how can I be more insane than the next person of artistic expression? No,
It's crazy.
it's crazy. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
Or you know what? Maybe I'm a fan for like the one person who can pull it off. Like, isn't that like Lil Nas's thing? Like his thing is being outrageous when he sings, when he's in music videos, all year round.
Right.
He's an outrageous person. That's part of his personality.
Mhm.
You have on the Met Gala these people who do not live outrageous lives wearing outrageous outfits, right?
Yes.
That
Yes.
can't happen. Maybe they should give out like 3 like golden tickets. Here's your ticket to the Met Gala to dress outrageous, but everybody
Yes.
else black tie.
They should give out golden tickets to civilians and mix them amongst the cool kids. So they're like Giselle Bundchen and what's his name? Pablo from Mandalorian and Diane from CVS Pharmacy. She's a pharmacy tech, right? Would that be amazing?
They wouldn't allow. They wouldn't allow it. God forbid.
They need
Mixing-
civilians.
Mixing with the common folk, they'd never have it.
That'd be more fun.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yes.
for sure. And what would be even more fun? This is a good show idea.
Did I call
Is if they-
Pablo the guy? It's Pedro Pascal, right?
I have no idea.
I know. We're cutting that out.
Okay.
Okay.
It would be even more fun if they didn't tell anybody that there was the average CVS civilian there. And you
Yes.
watch all of these celebrities thinking, is that somebody that I need to know? And getting all nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like who is she?
Who is she? Mystery woman.
Yeah, like who's that woman putting like deviled eggs in her purse?
Yeah, exactly. That is so my mom.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. She sees it's a hunk of meat in her purse for tomorrow.
You know, I'm working on this movie now, and there's catering obviously for lunch, and they'll have to-go containers, and no matter what, I'm taking some for dinner.
Yeah.
For my 3:00 dinner.
It's smart. It's smart.
You have to, right?
It's smart. Yeah.
And I got scratch.
You should. You should. No, take the food. Take the food.
Yes.
You should. You have a what are you nuts?
Well, my one of your nuts was technically that moment, was the moment with the older couple bemoaning the fact that I was from Los Angeles.
Oh
at the
yes. Oh
restaurant.
yes. Oh yes. We did that already.
But
we did that already.
you know the writers are on strike.
I did hear. Yes.
So, and deservedly so, because we can't do anything without them, and they're kind of getting a raw deal. And so all the late night talk shows have closed down, and
Oh really?
yeah, they can't.
They
Work.
can't improv?
Well, that's what
They must not be that talented.
Leno did that.
Yeah,
To
and was
his
it good?
credit. It was fine. It was as good as Leno is on his show. Like,
Yeah.
he wrote his own monologue, and he did it.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
And I
mean,
think he actually paid the employees, so this way he could, like, keep
Oh.
everyone employed as
oh,
well,
that's nice.
and was able to pay the writers that might be wrong.
What a
But
stand-up guy. I mean, I'm not saying that we could host a late night show, but this is 100% improv all the time.
we could.
We could, right?
Yeah,
Right.
people need it. So,
Ah, I slapped myself way too hard.
you're aggressive.
Yeah,
I like it.
no, something's going on with me today.
I know. Did you start TRT?
I'm joking.
Testosterone replacement?
No, I just had a black coffee, no milk, and a shot of espresso.
Welcome.
So I'm a little just
So I decided that because there's no late night right now, we stand with the writers, that I would write a couple terrible monologue jokes because I know people are missing it. Here we go. The Met Gala was last weekend, an event where famous people dress in ridiculous clothes take pictures of themselves, not to be confused with Coachella, Stagecoach, Halloween, or the summer months.
very good.
Thanks, babe. Donald Trump and Joe Biden are running for president, but at 78 and 80, maybe it should be called walking with caution for president.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh, that's good.
Hire me, guys, when, you guys come to terms.
That was a good weekend update one. That was good.
Thanks.
That was good.
This is just random. I didn't want to have kids, but I needed a new phone background.
Also good.
Thank you.
Also good.
Thank you.
Also good. Also good.
James Corden is leaving late night, and by that I mean YouTube.
Huh. Also
It's
good.
the only place people watch.
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
takes a little explaining. And for my last joke, the Fed recently increased interest rates, making it more difficult for millennials to buy a home, and even more difficult for Ben to get the off his parents' family phone plan.
Yeah. Which, by the way, doesn't work.
What?
Verizon, it's time. I've had it with you. I
Do it.
get a freaking dropped call at least 5 times a day. I have Verizon. My father pays his hard-earned money for my phone, and I deserve good service.
Yes.
5 dropped calls a day since I got this new iPhone. Maybe it's not Verizon's fault. Maybe it's Apple. Whoever it is, figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, I love that. I love seeing you fired up like this. I love this. I love fasted Ben. That's what I've realized.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm better.
Yeah.
I'm better when I don't eat.
Welcome to the club.
It's great.
I've heard it said that intermittent fasting is just eating disorder's kissing cousin.
Sounds great.
Right?
Yeah.
Welcome.
I guess I have an eating disorder. We don't talk about the eating disorder when it's just eating too much food and being fat. But it's also an eating disorder.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Bam.
We only talk about it when the person's very skinny. They're all eating disorders.
Double standard.
We all-
Do we have enough? Okay, okay, perfect. So, I don't know if you remember, but we did ask the people to send in messages.
Yes.
And I think, and you might have to, vamp a little bit, but I have some of said questions that were sent to our speak pipe, was it? I should know this.
I was going to say, I don't know how to check it, so I'm happy that you have it.
I have it. It's our speak pipe account, which will be in the comments section. So feel free to send us a message, a question, something that you want us to read on the air, and we would be happy to do it. And you know what? Funny enough, I thought that I think it's either going to be our first or our second one was actually excellent. So let's listen. Now, here's my question. By us playing it, I think certain people are going to be like, well, maybe I don't want to be recognized by my voice.
They might. It's true. We might need to listen to it.
I've listened.
Oh.
But they've let's listen and then we can make the call.
Fine.
Okay, ready? This one is from, well, I'll let her say her name.
Hey guys, my name is Jenna. I just got finished listening to your America's podcast episode. I just wanted to do this because I thought it'd be cool. I think you guys are both hilarious, and I've always loved you, Josh, since Drake and Josh, and I actually just read your book, Happy People Are Annoying. I think that's what it's called.
I think this was the wrong one. Hold on, but let's keep listening.
One day on the beach while away in Florida on vacation
Well,
for my
Jenna.
fiance's bachelorette party.
Great.
And it was great.
Get to the
Ben,
question,
I don't know
Jenna.
too much about you. So before this podcast, anyway, and I don't mean that in an offensive way.
Got it. Got it.
Jenna,
It's done.
It's done. We're done, Jenna. This was a terrible idea, Marshall.
My favorite is, yeah, I have this really great one. I'm going to play it. Hi, Josh. I'm a huge fan of yours. Since Drake and Josh read your book, it's
Was that not
unbelievable.
great? That was the wrong one. The wrong one. Here. Next one.
We'll
next
try
one.
it again next week.
Josh and Ben.
Okay, we'll try it again next week. We'll start the next episode with this next week.
We'll try it again next week.
Rate, subscribe, do all the things, review.
I mean, if you don't rate this 5 stars, this is like the episode the dreams are made of.
Yes.
I apologize for my foot. I know that every time I went like this, my foot came in and probably came into your frame. That said, still give it 5 stars. Rate, review, subscribe. Get it wherever you can get your podcast.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, all of the things.
All the things.
Watch it on YouTube, this gorgeous video quality.
Watch it on YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube.